I'm Anthony Gaetano from Basement Waterproofing Specialists, and I'm here with Larry Levitz. We're in North Brunswick, New Jersey, and we're at the completion of a 70-foot foundation replacement as well as interior waterproofing system. And Larry, why don't you tell us briefly what led you to call us to come to your house for this project?
Well, we had water damage, severe water damage. The whole wall from down here, at least half of it, cracked, literally cracked, from here to this side to the front of the house wall to where you see the renovation that's been in gray. And basically it was life-threatening to the house because if we had ignored it, I hate to give the example like Tower 1 of the World Trade Center, the whole building would have collapsed and severe injury, or if not worse, could have happened. Thankful to this group of yours, I was able to make contact and get the house saved in time and rescued to where it's now a basement and not where you're afraid to come down. Not only that, with water damage and flooding in the basement due to severe rains, and trying to sell the house and not even getting anyone interested because the basement had severe life-threatening issues. Where do you turn to? I don't want the house to be condemned either. So it was a very serious decision I had to make. And when I found the rescuers to this home, your group, your company, I was very grateful to that. And rightfully so, because they did an A1 super clean job. They know their business, I know mine. Not an ounce of scolding or worried about what time they're going to show. Reliable, definitely dedicated to their work. No fly-by-nights and no clowning around. And they did the job accordingly and the way it's supposed to be. Clean and efficient. And I would refer you to anyone. And I hope I don't need you again, but if I needed you, you'd be the ones I'd use again. Because A1 thumbs up work.
And Larry, where did you find us?
I found you at the in Southampton, New Jersey, at the fairgrounds near going towards the Vincenttown area over the summer. And as I was strolling in my work clothes, delivering a Victrola to a friend of mine in near the Vincenttown area, Southampton, I strolled through the county fair like we have here at Middlesex. And I figured, let me go for fun. Never thinking I'd run into a drywall group that would have a booth of their own, and they didn't have to talk me into it. Their pictures and basically how they presented themselves gave me a comfortable feeling, not like dealing with a fly-by-night car salesman. I felt comfortable coming to you. They didn't come to me and say, oh, we'll give you this, we'll give you that. They didn't have to, because your pictures, your ads, how you dress, how you present yourselves, your calmness and being very understanding and truthful. I stress truthful, because I've met a lot of con artists in this field. You're not con artists, you're hard-working artists. Take off the con, you're artists, and you know exactly what you're doing. So as time came along, after I filled out your application and made arrangements for your visiting, and knowing what I was facing, I still had a dilemma of getting all the stuff out of here and where to put it all. But once I knew about how long the restoration would take, or the renovation, if that's the correct term, and seeing what you did, and I did go on your video site, and I read the comments, and I like what I saw. And you always have negativity and everything. You may have one or two people that, so-so, but out of everyone, they were overrun by that. And at that point, I felt in my gut feeling that I'm going to use this group. And I'm grateful that I did. And I'm proud that I did. Now that I have other neighbors wondering what's going on here, as I have explained to them, now they're checking their basements. They're coming to me and saying, well, who did the renovation? I'm passing your names out. If you're good, I will give you references. And you're built on reputation. You have reputation with everything. You have good, you have negative. Both are going to follow you. But if you really want good, stick to the best. So I'm dealing with you folks. And I'm very proud. My hat's off to all of you.
Thanks, Larry. We appreciate that. When I came to the first meeting with you, obviously we came down, we saw the walls and the condition they were in. You keep mentioning your vast collection. I mean, you do have a very extensive Victrola collection here that's pretty impressive. And one of the first things I noticed when we came down, right, looking not only at the walls, but a lot of the moisture that you had on the floor. So I believe when we talked then, some of the big key things that we thought about were not only protecting this investment that you have down here in your collection, but of course also the health of the home. Okay, I know, Mom, you live here with your mother,
Yeah.
and it was really important to make sure that the house was stable. I know I mentioned to you that you didn't want to have those middle of the night things go on, and that the walls really needed to be made healthy
Sometimes,
again.
I don't mean to cut you off, I envisioned sometimes after I found you, and even before I found you, I envisioned of the ground shaking, not by earthquake, but somehow the wall gradually giving away. Because I can relate, when the first masonry crew did the wall, they didn't jack up the whole ceiling. They only jacked up about maybe here. There was a shifting, and it's in the dining room. I kept it. Looks like the Liberty Bell. I call it the Liberty Wall. Ding dong. But anyway, no, Avon's here. Well, kidding aside. But the thing is, they did like and I don't like to even badmouth them. I don't know their names, but I remember that it wasn't done. It was done quick. You guys did it about 2 months, I'd say, and you know what? You did it right. And you had everything jacked up accordingly on that side, everywhere. And when you dug the whole front, back, and side, there's no shifting of the house. Before they even dug the house, when they started taking out that wall and digging out, there was a shift. That's why I call it the Liberty Wall, because it's got the crack. And there's no crack here. And like I said, I could sleep. I could sleep knowing very well that this crew was working.
That's what's important. You and mom can sleep. Now, you alluded very briefly before reference to the home itself as far as its value, and I know we spoke about that a little bit in the sense that your realtor again first told you this was it's a very nice neighborhood and the houses are there's a good market, but pretty much after we came down here and you told me that he initially told you that you'd be lucky if you got half of the price. For what it was, or even less.
It was an insult. It
So,
really was.
I remember joking with you a little bit that, choosing not to do anything to it, you essentially were going to give someone a lottery ticket.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
So we really came down to it that doing this repair would really increase the value of the home, and so now you pretty much have an idea down the road when you're ready, and you and Mom are to, go ahead. You're going to get what you think the house is worth, rather than just giving it away, which is an improvement, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish my father were around today. He's alive, but it's Alzheimer's that's taken him away. And he would have enjoyed this crew, because he would have certainly kibitz. Kibitzing is a Yiddish word for joking or humor. And he would have enjoyed talking. And he would have learned a lot. And I think he would have enjoyed, or certainly approved my approval in finding this crew to work with. And I'm grateful to that. And like I said, this house taught us a lot. It was a good times, negative times, sometimes you wanted to just walk out of here. I mean, we all have our problems in life, but this house is, I know this house backwards and forwards, I mean, the only place I've never slept down is in the basement. Maybe now I will sleep in the basement just for, to say, hey, I've been here. I've been in the attic too. Too bad, too hot. But, no, this home has really taught us a lot. And, I can't go through this again with seeing the walls renovated. But you know what? Actually, if I had to go through it again, I'd bring you guys into the picture, because this was, in a way, you're like family. And that's what I like, is how, Anthony, how you say you treat us like family. Even your gentleman, I wish I had his name, told me the same thing. We treat you like family. Everyone says that. But you know what? There's a difference, saying it and doing it, and they did it. And I'm going to miss you guys. I really am. I'm going to miss you guys, all kidding aside. But no, really, I am going to miss you guys. And if I had enough skill, I'd come work for you. Maybe I can come work as a flyer or advertising, but I am going to miss this crew.